Yeah! We got fist fights, ladies and gentlemen. Why am I that small? Here we go. There's the two of us. We are here. We are live. Welcome to the People's Pre-Fight Show. We're getting you ready for UFC 318. Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier 3 for the BMF title. The final walk, the final fight for Dustin the Diamond Poirier. And I'm pretty ramped up for this one. I am Mike Heck, and as you can see, joining me, now normally he would be in NOLA right now, but he is here with all of you, so what a special treat this is. The one and only Jose Young's joining us to answer your questions before this big event. Jose, how we doing? How we feeling?
I'm great. I can't remember the last time I was on one of these pre-fight Q&As, so it's been a minute, everyone. I also can't remember the last time it was, I think when it was just me and you, was it for Diaz Masvidal watch party?
I think so.
Or was that, I know me and you did Fury and Ngannou.
We did Fury and Ngannou, we did Diaz Masvidal.
Yeah, I think that was the last time it was like just the two of us, so we here.
And we get some fist fights, and it's very weird having you here because, like you said, this is not something that happens all that often. And we mentioned it on BTL because I had to produce BTL. Casey was en route to NOLA or was heading there, so he couldn't produce BTL, and we let folks know that you weren't going to be there, and a lot of people thought you might have been fired or something like that nature. I mean, the chat was rampant with speculation, Jose. So
it's nothing like controversial whatsoever. My girlfriend broke her wrist, and I'm not in New Orleans because she's sitting right here. She has her hand in a splint. So yes, I did not go to New Orleans because I wasn't fired. I'm being a good boyfriend and taking care of my now one-armed girlfriend at the moment.
As you should. You're a good man, and you should be appreciated for that. And yeah, now you get to be like one of us, sit home and watch some fights and make some graphics and
very weird,
do some fun stuff. So let's get into it. Of course, super chatters get to the front of the line, but let's get your thoughts. Let's get your excitement. And let's just start here because this has become one of the bigger storylines of the event, that especially the Dana White tweet, this card is so badass, and people clap back pretty hard at that. But here's my thing, and I don't know if you agree with this. I don't care what the rest of this card looks like because it doesn't matter.
I don't either.
They're all hitters. This whole May card is all bangers. They're not like, there's not title implications. There's not a ton of storyline. I mean, you could dig for them. Paulo Costa, Roman Kopylov had an interesting road. D-Rod and Kevin Holland have been booked a few times. They're part of that whole UFC 279 saga. Patricio Pitbull needs a win badly. And, you know, there are like some storylines, but usually with pay-per-views, there's a ton of stakes. There's title implications, all that. There's not a lot of that here, but who gives a shit? This isn't about anything else. Like, this is about Dustin Poirier. Max Holloway is obviously part of this fight, but this is the Dustin Poirier send-off show. This is a love letter to Dustin Poirier, and the rest of this card, at least in my eyes, it doesn't matter. Like, it truly doesn't matter. It's about Dustin.
Yeah, and I mean, even the fighters themselves it's been interesting to see all the love. Not interesting in the fact that like it's shocking, but like, when's the last time we've really had this happen in MMA where someone announces their retirement ahead of time? And like, even Robbie Lawler didn't get this, and Robbie Lawler is one of, if not the most popular fighters on the roster at the time, just in the longest tenured. I also don't know who else. Like, John Jones retired and got it announced in Baku at a random fight night press conference. Like, DC retired, DC and Anderson retired, Anderson Silva retired in an empty Apex during the pandemic. Amanda Nunes retired at the time it was her retirement, in Vancouver in front of no one because everyone left the venue by the time the fight was over. So it is interesting, to see them roll out the red card for someone. It's also very interesting, and like, they announced this was his retirement, and there's a lot of love coming his way. Not surprising, but it's surprising that the UFC is steering into that because this has never really happened before.
Yeah, deservedly so.
Yeah.
It's good that he's going out on his own terms. I think he's truly done after this, and boy, got himself in some pretty damn good shape for this fight. He looks better than ever.
I think it's like, everyone keeps comparing him to when he fought Islam last June in Newark. Obviously he was like much like thicker then, and I think everyone is like obviously trying to poke holes into it. I really think the actual answer is when you're preparing to fight someone like Islam, you got to do a lot of weight training because you're going to do a lot of wrestling. You're going to have to lift a lot of things and defend a lot of stuff. And when you fight Max, it's all cardio and volume.
Yep.
So you're going to look a lot thicker when you fight Islam because you're doing a lot more strength training, and you're probably on the assault bike for hours at a time preparing for Max Holloway. And you don't need to teach Dustin Poirier how to box. You just got to get your cardio right.
Yeah, and I think Dustin's been in this game long enough to know what kind of shape he needs to be in for these fights. And
yeah,
Dustin's just ready for war. This is going to be another hitter, and he's going to go out in just the perfect way.
Oh my
First
God.
super chat, RS40.
That's
Costello Von Steenis versus Johnny Eblen was a great fight. I have to tell you, Jose, I watched 20 or so minutes of that fight, and with like 2 minutes left, I turned it off to come in here to get ready for this and like do like last minute things for this. So I had a feeling as I was leaving the room, I was like, I might be leaving prematurely because something might happen, because the tide was 100% turning. I was ready to tweet out Eblen wins MMA rules, but Von Steenis wins Stockton rules.
Yeah.
Because the tide had turned, and it turns out Costello Von Steenis is the freaking PFL middleweight champion because he choked Johnny Eblen unconscious. You got to see it.
Yeah.
React to it. What happened?
I was like setting my laptop up. I was getting ready. I was like kind of moving stuff, like, because there was like a pile of, I was like putting things away behind me. And I was like, I'm like, oh, this fight is probably gonna wrap soon. If Johnny just survives like another minute, and then it's like you said, like Johnny Eblen wins because 3 people sitting ringside decided he won an MMA fight. But if this is like Pride rules or Stockton rules, as you said, like it's clearly he's going to lose. And then I look, and all of a sudden he's in a rear naked choke, and I'm like, oh, he's going to get out of this because he's Johnny Eblen, and I've been told he's very good. I know Johnny Eblen is good, by the way. I'm just poking fun at certain people on the MMA fighting staff. And then all of a sudden, like, it's locked in. Van Steenis has it locked in, and I was like, that's really tight. And then I go, but Johnny trains it at ATT, like he's been in these a million times. And then he's hand fighting, and all of a sudden getting choker. I'm like, that's really tight. And then all of a sudden he starts like go limp. I'm like, oh, he's going to bed. Like, get him a pillow. And then all of a sudden the referee pulled him off, and Johnny Eblen was unconscious taking a nap. And I was like, I remember turning to my girlfriend who wasn't watching. I'm like, that's fucking crazy what just happened. Because like that was a Hail Mary. That was I know I'm probably going to lose. Fuck it. Let's just do something crazy. And it worked out. That was what I think. And I don't normally say like someone winning, someone losing is a good thing, because I don't believe that in MMA, because this is a sport. But like, goddamn, like now there's a story right there, because Johnny Eblen, I'm going to plug in some of our colleagues' work. Johnny Eblen did an interview with our colleague Damon Martin, and I was editing the video, and he's like, who am I going to fight after this? Like, I want to promote the PFL, but like, who am I going to fight again? Fabian Edwards? Like, I've already fought him. That's the 3rd fight. Like, I need to go achieve something. And now he has to be in the chase. And that's very interesting. And I think it's if PFL does this right, it could be like if they do the Paul Hughes Usman rematch, they do the Johnny Eblen Van Steenis rematch, like on the same card, like all of a sudden you got a pretty smoking PFL 1-2 punch right there.
It doesn't seem like that's their line of thinking right now.
No, it's annoying. It's very annoying.
I mean, Coach's town hall was like, hey man, like, let's just wait. Let's just be patient. We'll let Paul Hughes fight Archie Colgan, and then if he wins, that just makes the Paul Hughes rematch even bigger.
Strike while the iron is hot, my guy. Like, one thing, like Bellator can get a lot of flack, right, for like the way they promoted fights or like not building superstars or anything. We can all agree when they tried to put that light heavyweight tournament together, that if a perfect world happens, you'd have Yoel Romero and Anthony Johnson in the finals. R.I.P. Anthony Johnson. But goddamn, they were like, we are not fucking this up. We are making this round 1. And everyone was like, yes, great job. Don't risk it. Just do it now. Do that, PFL. Just do it again.
And then Yoel didn't fight, so it didn't matter.
And then Rumble fought once, and then unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh, and then according to this is just breaking news. I know you don't have the Van Steenis was down 39-37 on 2 scorecards, and the last one had it 38-38 going into round 5.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting.
Shout out Steve Oliver. He knows ball with that 38-38 scorecard. I thought I had it up. I had it 2-2, and I thought Johnny was going to win the final round.
Yeah, I have to admit I wasn't watching it like super close. I was watching it. I was like, this is just a middleweighty Johnny Eblen fight where he's getting punched in the face, but he just tackles and stays on top and takes the back and just does Johnny Eblen things. The scores are really interesting. I want to shout out Jahan Stadler, who is one of the judges for the Dakota Ditcheva Sumiko Inaba fight. 2 of the judges scored that fight 30-27, which I think is absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
He just is like, F it, 30-24. Gave 10-8 to Dakota every round. And I got to tell you, I think there's more of an argument for 30-24 than there is for 30-27.
I agree. Dakota, after like round 2, I'm like, the only way Dakota's going to lose this is if she just punches herself into a heart attack. Like she was throwing like God bless Inaba. She took so much damage. And I'm like, if this was 5 rounds, this would be very interesting because Dakota is just throwing so much. And she broke her hand, too, in the middle of the fight. She's throwing so much. Her hand might fall off or she just might keel over from exhaustion. But God bless.
This is a good card. It was a pretty good card, man. Mm-hmm. Like, the lightweight fight wasn't... It actually started off really fun. A lot of grappling. Habib got, like...
Really
massive ovation. That was crazy. Dakota we got to see 15 minutes of Dakota Ditcheva do what she does best. Corey Anderson might just fight Francis Ngannou. It's possible at this point because he just put a beating on what's his face? God, what's his name?
Who are you talking? Corey Anderson?
Corey Anderson whoop on today.
Gulstov?
Dennis Gulstov, Dennis Gulstov. And then this ending. And then Dakota Ditcheva announces after her win. She was very emotional because she got hurt.
Way to bury the lead, Dakota.
Signs a new deal with PFL, which is huge. Absolutely massive for the company. I don't care what it cost them.
Yeah, I agree.
Or whatever it took to keep her on because they need her bad. And she gets it done. So a lot of people shouting out the Waves 316 t-shirt. Jose, favorite Wave song?
My Head Hurts is my favorite Wave song. I listen to that pretty regularly. I really like his new album, Spin. Green Eyes is obviously like the one. That's like if you go to any Waves concert, there's a bunch of people that have only heard that song. So the whole time it's like, play Green Eyes. I'm like, it's the second song. Like we're only 20 minutes into the show. And then by the end of the night, he plays it as like the finale and everyone goes bananas. But My Head Hurts is my favorite Wave song. But his new album, Spun, is very good. I think it's his most Wave-esque song because he kind of changed up a little bit. But I think it's their best album in a long time. And it's like 12, 13 songs, which is long for Waves.
Lazy Bed says, and I didn't see this, PFL had the Johnny Eblen graphics up on the screens around the arena as they strap the belt up on Steenis.
That's so funny. Here's something. I'll tell you this. That I haven't thought about it, but when it happened, I'm like, that's the submission of the year right so far. Like choking Johnny Eblen unconscious with 10 seconds left to win a world title when you were about to lose in Cape Town. Like that might right now, that might be the submission of the year. But I have to think about it. Like Merab Sean was big, like that like weird choke that he got. But like we saw Merab beat him, but that was thrilling. Yeah, Johnny Eblen going unconscious was thrilling because Merab up to that point was cooking Sean, and then he just choked him out. I think this might be my submission of the year.
It's up there. Kayla's up there because that submission just came out of nowhere, and John Silva strangling Bryce Mitchell into another dimension.
I think the only up there as well. The only like those are all impressed, but like I think everyone picked John Silva to win, and we had seen Bryce Mitchell choked out before, and we had seen Juliana choked out by the current flyweight champion is choked out Juliana Pena.
Yes.
So like we have never seen Johnny Eblen lose, and he went to sleep, which is crazy.
I think definitely going to be in the conversation.
That's top 3. At worst, it's definitely 3rd. Yeah. To me right now, like I might just be looking at this with like rose-colored glasses. I think that's number 1 right now.
Don't hate it. Jose, what do you rate UFC 318 on a 1 to 10 scale?
I mean, main event rules. The problem is, like the main card. I think it's a good main card. Is it missing like another like spicy fight? Probably. Like if we had Charles versus Patty in the co-main, or Patty was in the co-main event, it'd be a big thing. I don't hate it. It's missing a big co-main. If Pico Movzar was on this card, the co-main event for this, it'd be amazing. It would be amazing. I think the prelims are fine. I like a lot of the fights, but like Kyler Phillips, Vinicius Oliveira, I think that fight rules. Vinicius Oliveira might be a superstar. Brandon Allen, Marvin Vettori is going to be a very middleweighty grudge fight. Francisco Prado is like I'm happy Jimmy Crute is in a better place right now, and he's coming off that win in Sydney I was at, and he was
the draw. That's
right, because he was winning. He fought a draw, and Jake Matthews. I was interviewing Jake Matthews when they read the draw, because I kept thinking Jake Matthews got the draw, but it was Jimmy Crute got the draw. But I'm glad he's in a better place. Robert Valentin is such a kooky dude.
He's gonna get got pretty bad tonight.
Yes.
by my guy.
Yes, yes, I agree. Brian Spann, I'm excited to see him back at heavyweights. He's a get got guy. I don't know, 6.5, 7. The main event makes up most of the points. I'm like, honestly, again, I don't even want to grade it, because again, I'm willing to give the UFC a pass on this. Yeah. Because also, like, it is better than the new, not, I don't know if it was better, but like the Newark card was not the greatest lineup. The Montreal card was not the greatest lineup. The Sydney card sure wasn't the greatest lineup. Nope. Like even the LA card before everything happened, like it was 1-2 punch at the top was amazing. But then after that, like Yuri Jamal was fun. And RDR versus Kevin. RDR wasn't a superstar yet, fighting Kevin Holland at middleweight, and there was like Benil Moicano was a sick fight, but like on paper that was like, this is a 8.5 card if you want to give it on a scale of 1 to 10. Just the 1-2 punch was good, and then everything fell apart. But like Sydney card wasn't like the only mega cards this year. The only mega card top to bottom this year was Miami. Like even 317 was like very top heavy. Like it ended up being an epic card. In the end, like Josh Van stole the show, like we thought he could do, but everyone was excited, including people on the website. People were excited for Manel Kopp to maybe take the next step. But like Dariush Moicano, we already got excited for. Pan Talbot, Felipe Lima wasn't originally going to be on the make. What was on the make? Was that the Paulo Costa Kopylov fight? That got bumped to this one. So again, like that wasn't the greatest card, but it was a sick main event. And I think people just compare it to like past IFWs, and I think this is also the second July pay-per-view, because I know IFW was end of June, but IFW is historically in July, so I kind of group those together. The second pay-per-view of July is usually like the last couple of years. Like last year was the Tom Curtis Blades and Bilal Leon. That was good fights. It was also very late where I was. August will be better, and then no pay-per-view in September. So double pay-per-view in October. 318
or 319. That main event slaps. And if we end up getting Pico Evloev on that card, like that'll certainly help it. But the rest of that card is
the best fight card this year was the original lineup of UFC Abu Dhabi. Before, he might even still be better, because you had Pico Movzar, you had RDR, Whitaker. Who else was on that card?
Petr Yan, Marcus
McGee. Like that's Bryce Mitchell is fighting Said,
right? Nurmagomedov, yep.
Yeah, and Krylov is fighting. Amanda Hebos is fighting. Like Ibo Aslan is fighting. That dude's a character. I think that's the best lineup top to bottom. Even like probably right. I know the Pico one is like whatever, but it's still a sick card.
I mean, look, I understand some of the trepidation, because I'm watching no matter what. It's my job to watch. But if you're somebody who, you have to budget money every year to watch UFC pay-per-views, I understand why you would skip this one. Mm-hmm. I get it. But again, comparatively to the rest of the pay-per-view slate, this might be the fourth best, honestly. Like, all these fights are good. Like, there's like maybe 2 on the whole slate where I'm like, yeah, that has potential to not be super fun. Like Jimmy Crute, Marcin Prashio, like, might not be fun. There's a chance that might not be fun.
Yes.
Like Carly Judice is super fun. Bruno Ferreira and Jackson McVeigh. I know a lot of people don't know a lot about Jackson McVeigh. Jackson McVeigh is an absolute animal, and he's huge at 185 pounds. So that fight is not going the distance. Ryan Spann, Lucas Brzeski. This fight might actually have the highest stakes of any fight on the card, because I think whoever loses is probably done.
Yeah.
Because of the losing streaks they're on. You know, Islam Dulatov is a very fun prospect at 170 pounds, so he's probably going to win. Gautier is a highlight reel waiting to happen. Prado is a fun guy to watch. Vittori Allen, I don't know what we're going to get there. Hopefully it exceeds expectations. And then the last 6 fights are all bangers. Like, they're all really fun fights. Or we're going to get like a big finish.
Whoa. Usyk just won.
Already?
Yeah.
Well, that's fun. There you go.
I'm literally watching it on the DAZN app, right? Like, I have the split screen. I've literally missed it because I was looking up someone's UFC record. And next thing I look, it looks like they waved it off between rounds.
Usyk's very, very good at fist fighting.
Yeah.
He's very good at this.
I hope he doesn't fight Fury again. Go fight Joseph Parker, please.
Yeah, God. Connor, I feel like 319 is kind of a banger, though. Everybody's got a wiki. As of right now, the co-main event for that card is Tim Elliott versus Kaya Sakura. At the moment. Now, they can obviously shuffle that around. We got Jared Cannonier and Michael Page. Kind of a dart throw of a fight, but could be interesting. Edson Barboza fighting Jakar Close is fun. Jeff Neal, Carlos Prates is fun. And then again, like, interesting. Like, Karine Silva's fighting JJ Aldrich. JJ Aldrich on a nice little run. Hernandez and Hooper is interesting. Rudzabayev and Battle is interesting at middleweight. Lupi Godinez gets the Jessica Andrade fight. Mearshart and Oleg Zaitchuk, someone's getting finished in that fight. And then we get King. It's actually better than I thought it was, now that I look at it. It's actually a deeper card than I thought.
It's not bad.
But yeah, we throw Pico Vloyev on there in the co-main event spot. We're cooking.
Oh, man. Usyk dropped him with a right hook to the temple on the replay. Sat him down.
Yeesh.
I don't know who the best boxer in the world is. I really don't.
He's very good. We'll break a little news here. Why the hell not? Since we just fully confirmed it. It's not going to knock your socks off, so don't go crazy. But you guys obviously know already. UFC heading to Rio October 11th, and we're getting some heavyweights, baby. Vitor Petrino versus Thomas Peterson going down October 11th, UFC Rio. Multiple sources tell myself and Guilherme Cruz. So that is happening. And so there you go. Heavyweighty action. Vitor Petrino looked very good in his last fight. So there you have it. That card starting to fill up a little bit. So yes, a lot of Usyk. A lot of Usyk chatter. No, I didn't mean to do that one. Oh, that's what I was looking for. When is Blizzard BTL or Bizarro BTL?
Oh, Bizarro BTL.
We haven't done one of those this year yet.
No, not we haven't done one this year.
We haven't done one in 25 yet.
I have to do maybe in September when there's no UFC pay-per-view.
Ooh.
You know, maybe September.
Like
maybe Mexican. Maybe it'll be a Mexican Independence Day thing.
Ooh, I like that idea. I like it. Our friend Achilles Jr. is the only reason Usyk isn't talked about / revered like past heavyweight champs because he's not from Britain or the US.
I think it's because it's like a combination of a few things. Like he was like Usyk also might be the greatest cruiserweight ever. It's probably between him and Holyfield. And both of them went up. It's just a different landscape of boxing right now. Like Tyson Fury is a big name, but like Evander Holyfield fought massive names. Mike Tyson, if you look at Mike Tyson's resume, like he beat all the guys he should have beat, and he lost to the greats. Like he lost to Evander Holyfield and he lost to Lennox Lewis. I know he beat Larry Holmes, but like Larry Holmes is like I think one of the 5 greatest heavyweights ever. I would rank him above Mike Tyson. The problem, he isn't a star because he doesn't have the name. He fought Muhammad Ali on like when Muhammad Ali was not Muhammad Ali anymore. It was like his second last fight. And then he fought like a 20-year-old Mike Tyson. Like his career was sandwiched between Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson. He was just the baddest dude in a time there were not a lot of elite. There were obviously elite heavyweights, like big names. It's just a different landscape. Like when Muhammad Ali fought Joe Frazier on like closed circuit television, that was like what 400 million people watched, and no one's Muhammad Ali. If Tyson Fury had beaten Usyk both times, it'd be a different story because he can sell a fight. Usyk, the problem with Usyk is he might be the best boxer on planet Earth, and he doesn't care to talk trash. He's also like the funniest dude in boxing, I think. He's so funny. He's such a kooky dude. And I think obviously he's from the Ukraine, and he's been a little spicy towards Tyson Fury lately because of what Tyson Fury's ties to certain people in Russia. And he goes, I don't want to fight Tyson Fury again because of ABC. And people are like, well, that's interesting. Like, you've never done anything like this before. So fight Joseph Parker. I want to see a fresh matchup. And I do not want to see a third Tyson Fury. He beat the brakes off of the first time, and I thought it was an even better fight the second time. Like, do not fight Tyson Fury again. Fight Joseph Parker or someone else.
Yes, let's Tyson Fury fight somebody else. Let him fight Anthony Joshua. Like, let's just do that.
Fury Joshua, make it happen. I've been waiting for that fight for like 10 years.
Yeah.
And it's like the only fight, like both of them are coming off losses, like Fury and Joshua, and that's the fight to make. That is the fight to make.
Absolutely. Dawson, as a Vancouverite who gives too much money to the UFC, any guesses on who will be fighting on that card? No.
Mike Malott.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see the usual suspects.
Jasmine.
I bet Jasmine. I have no insight to this whatsoever, so I just want to make that warning right away. I'm not reporting anything. I'm just saying this is my guess. Jasmine headlines against Rose Namajunas. That is my full-on guess, dart throw. That's what I think they'll end up doing.
Jasmine and Rose. When is that fight?
UFC Vancouver is October 18th.
October 18th?
October 18th. So the week before UFC 321.
What about Chiesa Malott? Chiesa didn't get to fight on the Seattle card. It's close enough to Vancouver.
That could be a fight on that card. It wouldn't headline, but that could be a fight.
No. I'm not saying headline. I'm just trying to think of who else would be on it. Jasmine Rose is like, that could be a number one contender fight.
Yeah.
Especially if Wei Lee goes up to flyweight and vacates her strawweight title. And like, then it would probably be Mackenzie Dern and Verna. Yeah, because they deserve it. But yeah, I think like Rose versus Jasmine, I think is a great, or like Brian Battle versus Mike Malott would also be a fun one.
Yeah.
Does Brian Battle have a fight?
Yeah, he's fighting at 319 against Nursultan Rudzabayev at middleweight, which is smart.
Jake Matthews, bring him back. He doesn't need a. Well, maybe because they're going to Perth like around then too.
Yeah, so
I would imagine they're going to. But he also is pretty vocal every time I interview him. He's like, I don't want to fight in Australia all the time. Like I like fighting around the world. So if he doesn't want to fight in Perth, stick him in Vancouver.
Last end, this UFC event feels different. Feels like there's a weight to it. Am I the only one who thinks this?
Weight in sense that like
emotional weight?
Oh, I mean, it's like it's gonna be one of the most emotional main events you'll ever see.
100%. I even just like putting together the watch party cold open, I got a little emotional. I get like, it's just one of those things where like the Robbie Lawler retirement was done so well.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, like you said, it did not have the pomp and circumstance that this one has. So like that tribute at the end, like this whole night should be vignettes of Poirier and moments, like any chance they get should be that. And then, that final, after that decision is read and it's made official and he talks to DC and all that, like that's just going to be crazy.
When's the first time you interviewed Dustin?
So I've actually interviewed him twice, only 2 times. Neither had work. He had working video for neither of them, which is always fun. I interviewed him for MMA Fighting. It was maybe like a month after Islam knocked out Volk in the rematch, because he was doing some. I think Celsius might have set it up.
Oh, I see.
And he was representing like the Arnold Classic, like for Celsius. Right. So we set it up on that. So he told me, I asked him about like, because Hunter Campbell said like Dustin Poirier was one of the calls for the fight, and it didn't end up happening. He said yes.
Oh, I do remember that.
Going with Volk. So I talked to him then. The first time I talked to him was, it might have been before the second Max fight. I think that's what it was. And I was freelancing at the time. I was living in the Cape, and I ran home because some consulting firm that was working with the UFC to set up interviews had hit me up. It's like, I got Dustin Poirier if you want to talk to him later today.
Was that when we were at Fansided?
I think I did this one for My MMA News at the time.
Right.
I think I was gone from Fanside. This is when I was doing like the year of this is.
Oh yes,
this is my preparation for just doing a year. Yeah. I took over the Lynch role when he joined Fightful essentially. So I talked to Dustin Poirier. It was not a memorable interview. Poirier was just zoned in. He was just not in a mood to talk to anybody really. So I literally talked to him for 5 minutes, and I think I asked him like 14 questions in those 5 minutes, and they were very short answers. I think I just got him probably at the tail end of him probably rattling off like a dozen in a row. So yeah, it wasn't the most memorable one, but he was great. He was great in that second interview. So hopefully, I know you've got talked to him a bunch, right? Like
the first time
few times.
Yeah, whenever he pops over to the Samsung store, it's like a 20-minute walk from here. I always go to interview him, and those are my favorite interviews with him because he's not cutting weight. He's never had a fight lined up. It's always been after he fought Islam or right, and then we chat a bunch off camera. The first time I ever interviewed him was at UFC on Fox 1 Media Day in Anaheim when he was getting prepared to fight Pablo Garza. That was the old style media day. It's the first time I ever interviewed a featherweight Dustin Poirier. And then I did a couple phoners with him before and after the Zombie fight. Because I was really trying to go to Fairfax because at the time Zombie was my favorite fighter, and I had a lot of respect for Dustin. Still do a lot of respect for that with Dustin. I was like, I gotta go to this fight card, and I just never didn't work it out. And to this day, that's my favorite fight ever.
I think I've only watched Dustin fight in person once. Wow. And it was on like the worst card I ever covered, which was UFC 208.
Yeah.
Leave it to Dustin Poirier to have like the only good fight on that card. Him and Jim Miller just beat the shit out of each other. Jim Miller just kicked him in the leg a million times.
Yeah.
And Dustin basically fought on one leg and won the fight. So that was a great fight.
And then the next one, the Eddie Alvarez fight, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, because he views Eddie Alvarez. When we chatted with him in media day, I asked him because he was fighting Benoit in Miami, and I go, a lot of people view this as like you're giving Benoit the opportunity, and I was like, what fight was like that for you? And he goes, the first Eddie fight. He goes, I was struggling to get fights, and then Eddie the vet gave me an opportunity, and since then it's been main events and title fights. I was like, fair enough.
Hell yeah, yeah. Dustin's just one of those dudes, man. Like, hopefully he's still around. Hopefully he's on the desk a bunch because he's got such a good mind for the game. Really good at breaking fights down. He's something else, man. John Rafe, Mike, fun fact for tonight. Manny Pacquiao made his professional boxing debut 5 months before Mario Barrios was born. Interesting.
That's pretty crazy.
I can't believe this fight's happening. But it's happening. Achilles, sorry it's off topic, but did y'all watch Superman? I thought it was great, just like the main event is going to be tonight. Bing rips. So I'm here to say to the world, I have not seen Superman yet. I was hoping to see it maybe a week ago, but my son traveled with the wife. They had to stay a little bit longer in Massachusetts. So I promised my son that I would wait until he gets home to see Superman. And I got to tell you, There have been times this week where I was like, fuck, I think I should just go see it, but I couldn't do that to him. So I'm going to be a man of my word. You have seen Superman. Most people that I have heard from say that this is a terrific film, but I've also seen some very famous people in the sports industry cut promos about how this movie is awful.
Yeah, but that they don't believe that. They're just saying it because it's like the movie that's trending right now. So it's like, what will get eyeballs on me? And it's hating something that people are enjoying. That's just the nature of the business. Also, they're going like, don't be a 70-year-old man going to see Superman and then cutting a promo on it. We're talking about, what's his name, Mike Francesco, whatever his name is. Like, if you are an adult and you're going to see Superman, you know what you're in for. It's fucking Superman. This is not Shawshank Redemption. This is not Hotel Rwanda. It's fucking Superman from Krypton. Like, chill. It's also, not for nothing, the best Superman since the Christopher Reeve Superman. I think the first Christopher Reeve Superman, I'll package the first two together because they were filmed at the same time. The first two Supermans with Christopher Reeves are perfect Superman movies. They are perfect movies, superhero movies. Perfect Superman, perfect Clark Kent, Luthor, Lois, everything's perfect. This is the best Superman since then. There are things I would change about this current Superman, but like I say that as like a lifetime, the first book I ever read in my entire life by myself. I was 4 years old, and it was greatest hits of Superman that my mom gave me. So literally the first book I ever read was Superman. My mom has more Superman comic books than anyone I've ever met in my entire life. This was a fantastic Superman. I do not like what they did with Jor-El and Lara. I'll say that, but I can look past it because this movie slapped.
I'm very excited to see it.
It's
trying to avoid spoilers and all that. Yeah. Jake Paul says he's fighting AJ, says the deal is done.
All right.
Probably when we'll see.
Cool story, bro.
I believe when I see it. I think that fight will happen. I just don't think it's going to happen like right now.
No, not at all.
What else we got? A lot of people. A Robbie Lawler interview. Were you asking like favorite Robbie Lawler interviews? He's a tough one. He's a tough one, that guy. Yeah, I interviewed him before, before the Nick Diaz fight.
I've had some good Robbie Lawler interviews.
Yeah, he's like, if you could talk. See, here's the thing. There's certain fighters that a lot of people are like hesitant to interview. It's a little intimidating. Uriah Hall and Robbie Lawler are like two guys at the top of the list.
Yeah. And
my advice for anybody who's going to interview somebody like that is don't just talk to them about fighting. Talk about things that they like to talk about. Uriah Hall likes to talk about his friends and the work he does in the community. So maybe start with something like that, get him in a good mood, and then you could talk about the fist fighting, and then they get a little wild and crazy. Robbie Lawler likes to talk about his family. He likes to talk about coaching, and he likes to talk about The Office. Those are like his three favorite topics. You do that, you're good to go. I remember I interviewed Robbie Lawler one time. I was in Hollywood, Florida. I was covering the Triller boxing events that got moved from California to Florida because California would not let Evander Holyfield fight Vitor Belfort in California. So they moved it to the one commission that would allow it to happen. And that happened to be Florida. It was the weirdest fight week of my life. But it was a great one because I got like so much content. And then in the middle, I think I just interviewed Anderson Silva. I had interviewed Tito Ortiz. And then I had to go sit down and interview Robbie Lawler, which was what a combination. Yeah. And Robbie was great. It was great. It was right around the time where people were saying like the oblique kick should be illegal after Modestas Bukauskas got thumped up by Khalil Roundtree. And Robbie Lawler had like the best answer to that question. He's like, why? Why is it illegal? Because somebody got hurt? It's fucking fighting. Of course.
My favorite interview I ever do with Robbie Lawler is similar in that similar vein. I interviewed Robert Whittaker, and he said that Robert Whittaker, he said he was excited to see Robbie Lawler because he was a name that when he saw him fight Condit, he's like, Whittaker was still a welterweight. He's like, fuck fighting that guy. And he he said that Robbie Lawler looks like the type of guy that would bite you in a fight if he was allowed to. And Robbie was obviously in the classic Robbie mood. And I was like, Robbie, what would you do if you were allowed? Because Whitaker thinks that you would bite people. He goes, nah, but I'd gouge them in the eye. And then we started talking about things that he would wishes he could do in MMA. And that was a really fun interview. But I wouldn't bite, but I'd gouge him in the eye. I was like, Jesus, man, you are just built differently.
Is Lil Wade actually walking Dustin out for the fight? Is that confirmed? I mean, Dustin said it is, so that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
I don't think he's just gonna say that and then be like, gotcha.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think the UFC will make an exception here. Mehdi, is there a world where DP comes out of retirement? Do you think if he KOs Max early and say Ilya says, I'll give him an opportunity as a legend? Do you think he fights again, regardless of what happens tonight?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. He seems like you like professional wrestling. He seems like a Dave Bautista guy where like Dave Bautista wants to wrestle again, but it was such a perfect send-off that he's like, he respects the sport enough not to do it.
Yeah. I think he's done. I think he's made, I just don't know like what else is he fighting for? Like he'd love to go fight for the belt again, but at this point, like it's not money, it's not financial freedom. Like he's got all that. He's good to go.
Well, that's what Felder said when he retired. He's like, my goal in life was to fight for the belt. The second I realized I was not going to be a UFC champion, what am I doing?
The crazy thing is, like, if Dustin wins tonight and then they're like, yeah, you're fighting Ilya Poirier next, like, no one would be shocked by that.
I would be pretty shocked, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
It's that damn division.
Yes. But at least hopefully it moves. Fuck, I hope it moves.
Yeah. Hey, just watch PFL card. They're going to need to start finding decent opponents for Dakota to fight. Otherwise, she'll get murked when she moves to the UFC. These walkovers are no good for her. I kind of disagree with this a little bit. I mean, they are going to find bodies for her. They need to find bodies for her. She did fight Tyler Santos. Like, that's a really good win, and she beat the shit out of her.
And a lot of people think Tyler beat Valentina in Singapore.
Yeah. Like, that's a great win. The fact of the matter is, I don't know if PFL had something planned. Honestly, I don't know, because it would have been a great moment to bring Don or whoever's running PFL, bring Coach down or whatever. I don't think Coach was there, but
no, he was not. Him and Ian Parker were doing it from like jail or wherever that was.
Ian, I think, was at a hotel room in New Orleans because he's probably going to be at 318 tonight. Coach is probably where he did the town hall with me and just had a different backdrop. But at that point, like, you'd be like, hey, Dakota, great fight in December at the Champion Series card. You're going to fight whoever wins the flyweight tournament for the inaugural PFL flyweight title. Right. Something like that. Like, make it a big deal. I was literally going to tweet out, all right, now announce Dakota's next date. Like, be like, hey, Dakota's fighting November 19th on this card, but she's hurt. So
yeah, there's nothing you can do about that too.
Yeah. So that could have been tough, but she is going to be with PFL for a few more years at least. I'm told it's a multi-fight, multi-year new deal with PFL, so she won't be going to the UFC anytime soon. But I mean, shout out to Samika Inaba, man. That woman is tough as hell. What an ass whooping she took today.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, these fights, like, people were like low on this fight, but like, I always knew Tamika was like a tough fight, and I'm like, Dakota should cruise, but this is she's not gonna. I don't think she was gonna starch her. I don't think she was gonna like one hit or quit at her. I don't think she was gonna TKO her. I'm like, this is going to show that like Dakota can like fight 15 minutes hard. Like, you're not. This was going to be a hard fight. And
yeah, Samika's just a dog, man. She went right after her too. Like,
right out of the gate, she starts. She just like, I love nothing more than seeing fights like that when like right out of the gate you're just like, fuck your power and just like go for it. Like, famously, Diego Sanchez would do that all the time. Like, especially Clay Guida, he just like ran at him. Or in Las Vegas, Pantoja just walked straight through. Kai Kara-France started throwing bombs, and Pantoja was like, fuck your punches, and then just like walked through them and tackled them. I love that shit. I love that shit so much.
Yeah, she went right after her. Another big win for PFL tonight. It was great to hear Jimmy Smith on the broadcast.
Yes, it was.
That was music to the old ears. It was good to see Jimmy there. I mean, obviously Randy wasn't going to be there. Hopefully he's doing better.
Yeah, hopefully he's doing okay.
But yeah, Jimmy Smith being part of that broadcast was great. A lot of people saying Liz Carmouche should fight her. Liz is in the tournament. I think she's in the finals. So she wins. Sure. I think that's absolutely the fight you make. Do Liz versus Dakota and go from there. UFC will buy out our PFL contract. No, they won't.
Nope. No, they
I
won't.
guarantee at this point, if you're Dakota Ditcheva, you take the money. Like get the bag, man.
You're not Kayla, where like Kayla was getting like she was a mom. She had already accomplished things.
Yeah.
Like she had an established name. Like with Kayla, we wanted to see Kayla in the PFL. We wanted to see Patchy. We wanted to see Chandler. We wanted to see MVP because they were in for so long and they weren't. Patchy's still in his prime, but he started young. Like Dakota has like if Dakota could say this is like a 5-year deal, in 5 years she's still going to be unbelievable, and she's only going to get more popular. So good on her for getting that bag.
Yeah, get the bag, get your experience. She is. I mean, she's got. I think she was 15-0 now after that win today. This is good, man. Like she is a little rough around the edges a little bit. She is a little green. She is mean as fuck in that cage though. Like she is.
Yeah.
She is a problem. She's very, very good. She's probably one of the 5 to 7 best 125ers. But again,
Valentina would be real interesting.
It would be. She's massive for that weight class. So a lot of people asked if the prelim started yet. No. We have the opening video playing now. We're about to see the broadcasters. Knowing the UFC, we will not see a fighter walk to the cage till 6:25. That would be my guess. But it is a 5-fight early prelim before ESPN, so we might have one fighter in the cage already. Who the hell knows? So let's see. We'll take a couple more and then we'll do some predictions and get the F out of here. Wonder who will end from PFL next in the UFC.
End up in the
UFC from PFL?
Good question. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Because all the names we thought, like, because Pico's already there, Mix is already there. Corey Anderson ain't going back.
He's good, but the UFC has no. I mean, we do have a fighter walking against the cage. How about
Nemkov,
that?
Maybe, but like that's a big maybe.
Yeah, who knows?
How
I don't know.
odd! I was talking about this when I was in Saudi for Francis' fight. How crazy would it be, like if Nemkov signs with? If Nemkov signed with the UFC and we get Fedor in a UFC fight kit, like in his corner, that'd be crazy.
Fedor never cornered a UFC fight.
I don't know. I was like, I don't know.
That's a great question. I wish I could like call Caposa right now because he would know.
He would know.
He would absolutely know. Yeah. A lot of people saying Dakota. It will not be her because she's staying with UFC or with PFL for quite some time. It will not be Ditcheva because she just re-signed with the PFL for multiple years. So she will be there at some point. I think she'll probably fight out this deal and then go to the UFC, but hopefully she's back before the end of the year at this point. All right. We're getting right to it. And again, shout out to PFL. Pacing on that main card was spectacular. I mean, they didn't fuck around at all. It was great. Carly Judice entering the hallowed octagon to kick off the festivities. And with that said, let us go to our predictions. Bonuses, Jose.
Ooh.
Who gets bonuses?
Sorry, I'm like triple duty in PFL, Usyk, and UFC social media right now. UFC 318 bonuses. Main event, I think, is obviously fight of the night. I'm going to say Kevin Holland. His performance. Span, knockout. Something about that co-main event screams knockout to me.
Oh, really? Okay.
Kopylov knocks fools out, and Paulo Costa
tough as shit though.
But Paulo Costa all week is just like old Paulo's back, old Paulo's back. Like, let's not forget, he got his first title shot because he rattled off like 5 knockouts and then fought Yoel Romero and walked him down that entire fight. If the Paulo Costa that fought Uriah Hall and Yoel Romero shows up, that's a scary motherfucker. So I think something about that co-main event screams knockout.
That would be awesome. Yeah, main event fight of the night. I'll go Holland as well.
Zellhuber could melt Michael Johnson, I think.
Yeah, I think he's too big of a favorite. So unless he's got a highlight reel him, yeah. I'm gonna go on a limb here. I'm gonna say Dan Ige.
For performance against Patricio.
I think he's gonna win by finish tonight. It's very hard.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to predictions, and then we'll enjoy the prelims. Watch party 9:30 tonight. See you there. Let us begin. Main card. First fight of the main card will be at the lightweight division. Daniel Zellhuber. These odds according to FanDuel minus 650 favorite. The comeback on Michael Johnson plus 480.
That's insane.
We got Jose.
Probably Zellhuber. I think Zellhuber. Ridovic is one of the greatest 3-round fights you'll ever see. Michael Johnson is also one of the greatest fights you'll ever see against Justin Gaethje. I think Michael Johnson's a guy that if he is on, he is so good. Like stoppage win over Dustin, beat the soul out of Edson Barbosa, has a win over Tony Ferguson, like fought Nate Diaz to a decision. Like when he is on, but he's also lost to Jamie Malarkey. I think Zellhuber wins.
I think Zellhuber wins. I'm going 3rd round TKO, banger of a fight. Like really good. Wouldn't shock me if Johnson hurts Zellhuber at some point in this fight, but yeah. Just this kid's so good. Hearing Eric Nixick talk about Daniel Zellhuber is one of the more fascinating things in the world. Because he's got somebody who's so talented, and it's trying to hone that talent in and make it work. And it's just a very interesting project to hear him talk about.
I also really like talking with Daniel Zellhuber. He's like such an interesting and like really well-spoken kid. And I loved the Noche UFC press conference when he was at the Sphere, and the press conference was outside. And everyone, including certain people at MMA Fighting, were complaining about how boring that press conference was. I'm like, it's because you don't speak Spanish. You speak Spanish. That's one of the best press conferences you'll ever hear. And
Ronaldo Rodriguez, didn't he get
lazy? Oh my God, lazy boy! Like no video was monetized that night. That's for sure. Yeah, that's for sure. But Zellhuber speaks both fluent, like obviously Spanish is first language. Zellhuber really reminds me of like Pedro Martinez's first language is not English, but he's very eloquent when he speaks English, like when he's breaking down things. Zellhuber reminds me of that. I'm like, you are basically a native English speaker that just has an accent. And when Lazy Boy was going off, he was like holding his ears. He's like, oh my God. And I'm just like, so I'm so happy this is on camera right now.
That's incredibly funny. All right, so we're both on Zellhuber. I do a bet on that fight, but it's I just have the under 1.5 at plus 165. I know I just said my pick is 3rd round, but I have a feeling shit might get a little crazy, and I'm gonna take a little stab, a little sprinkle, and let's see how it goes. Next fight, the featherweight division. We got Dan Ige, the minus 220 favorite, to come back on Patricio Pitbull plus 184. I think Pitbull has accomplished a lot. He's a great fighter. I just think he's very well past it. And Danny Ige hits very, very hard. And Danny Ige's career trajectory could look wildly different right now because I think he's been on the wrong end of a couple of interesting splitties. I say Danny Ige knockout round 2 in a wild fight. I think Patricio Pitbull is going to be a lot more aggressive tonight, and that will be to his detriment.
Yes, I agree. I think Pitbull's going to win, but he's been in a fight at the end of it.
Kevin Holland, huge favorite, minus 600. The comeback on Daniel Rodriguez, plus 450. Kevin Holland seems to be one of the more unanimous picks heading into UFC 318. Do you agree with the community sentiment?
I think so, just because of the way, like, we've seen Daniel Rodriguez lose to fighters. I think Kevin's better than him. Like, Ian Gary's very good. I would probably favor Kevin Holland over Ian Gary.
Okay.
Probably because I think Prates in that final round showed how you could beat him. Jeff Neal, I think Kevin Holland would beat Jeff Neal. I think it'd be so fun. I think Kevin Holland, like Ian Gary has obviously, his grappling has gotten leagues better because, like, when he fought Shavkat and he fought, he's been training with Maya and he fought MVP. Like, I don't think you're going to do that to Kevin Holland. Because he's also not RDR, who's like 20 pounds heavier than him. D-Rod, I really like D-Rod as a person. I really like interviewing him a lot. I just think Kevin has more ways to win. And I think D-Rod is so durable and an incredibly talented boxer and an incredibly talented MMA fighter. This is Kevin's time right now. I think he gets it done.
D-Rod is tough as shit, man. I mean, the man has seen some things in his life. I think Kevin's going to tap him around too. Club and sub type situation.
Sure.
Daniel Rodriguez is 38, man. And at welterweight, 38 is like, you might as well be 60. But he's still, as a guy who could be 60, he's tough as hell. But Kevin Holland is really good at welterweight. Dude arguably beat the current champion. So
true.
Guy's very good. He's a very good fighter. I think Kevin Holland wins. I think he gets finished. We go to the co-main event. We got Roman Kopylov, the minus 225 favorite, the comeback on Paulo Costa, plus 188. I'm going Roman Kopylov by decision here. I do think this fight is kind of fun. Paulo Costa is just one of those dudes that just, like you said, he keeps coming forward. He's a hoss a little bit. I could see Kopylov slowing down a little bit. Maybe Paulo get a little momentum towards the end. I do have a bet on Paulo Costa. I took the plus 3.5 points because I do think this fight is going to be close at minus 145, but the pick is Roman Kopylov by decision.
I'm going to say Paulo Costa by second round TKO against the fence. Like, body shot, upstairs, another body shot, crumples down, referee stops the fight.
Oh, okay. I also have a bet on Danny Ige at minus 218. I have a bet on Kevin Holland, minus 3.5 points at minus 280. That leads us to the big one, why we're all here. Final fight of Dustin Poirier's career. He will enter the octagon in his hometown of New Orleans, well, just outside his hometown, as the underdog. Currently, the plus 114 dog, Max Holloway, the favorite, minus 134. Jose, is it going to be a fairy tale ending for Dustin Poirier?
Yeah. I think so. That's so tough though, because Max got knocked out by Ilya, but Ilya also knocked out Charles Oliveira. Like, Ilya's just like, it's so hard to compare Ilya to anyone, and everyone's like, oh, he did it twice, why not a third time? Father Time is undefeated, and for both men, I don't think either one's going to go to sleep. Max has said, the first time they fought, he was just a featherweight that stopped cutting to lightweight because he was still the reigning featherweight champion the second time they fought. And then when he fought Justin Gaethje, when Max fought Justin Gaethje, he said he bulked up a bit, but he couldn't get as big as he wanted to because he knew he was going to have to go back down to featherweight if he won. So if Max is truly done with featherweight, like we all believe he is, and he shows up big as shit, just like he's shown in the pressers, I think that could be a tough fight. Certainly, I don't think anyone's going to shoot for a takedown. If anything, it'll just be Gillies all day. But shoot, man. I picked Justin to beat Max. I picked Max to beat Ilya. I've been wrong both times. Oh, man. I don't know. This is so 50-50. I'm going to say Dustin. I'll say Dustin. He did it twice. Why not a third time?
I bet on Dustin at plus 120 just because I was probably going to bet on whoever the underdog was in this fight.
But I agree Max should be the betting favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? So yeah, so I'm thinking about it like this because I like to put these weird things into the universe. I think Dustin finishes him in round 5. Crazy moment, crazy exchange. Dustin just lands a big shot. Max tries to tough it out, but he's been hit so many times in the fight that his body just crumbles a little bit. And then Poirier, with whatever energy he has left in him, just starts throwing the hammers down. And the referee stops it with like 37 seconds left. And Dustin Poirier gets the finish. Raucous ovation, tears flowing. What a moment it would be. But imagine if he gets the gilly.
Oh,
that would be incredible.
Dustin Poirier by guillotine in round 5 might be like, then you can never come back. You can literally never fight again.
I want to see what the odds are on this.
That's crazy. If you got a guillotine in round 5, I might quit MMA. I might quit covering MMA.
That'd be sick. Dustin, hold on. I want to see this. Show more. Okay. Dustin Poirier to win by submission in rounds 4 or round 5 is plus 4,000. So if you're feeling crazy, Poirier by sub, rounds 4 or 5, plus 4,000. So you can take a look at those on FanDuel and take a shot at that. But in the meantime, we are almost through round 2 of Carly Giudice versus Nicole Cagliari. Fun fight. Carly Giudice doing Carly Giudice things, just picking Nicole Cagliari apart from the outside. And with that said, we're going to enjoy the fisticuffs, and I hope you do as well. Prelims going on now, and then you can join us 9:30 p.m. time. 4.0. We will watch the final 6 fights all together, starting from Vinicius Oliveira versus Kyler Phillips all the way to Dustin Poirier's final fight. And then Jed and I will have the post-fight show. Casey is boots on the ground in NOLA. So you'll hear from the winners, the tastemakers from the card. And it's just going to be a good event. Jose, thank you for joining, my friend. Let's enjoy the festivities. Hope you guys all do as well. And we will see you at 9:30 right here on the MMA Fighting YouTube channel. Bye-bye, everybody.